Okay, I think we're live. I think everything is working. Waiting on some people to join in. Gonna give it a few minutes. I'm still setting up a couple of things, guys, so hey Louise. Thank you for that sound check. I'm gonna give it, hey Barbara, hey Sue. I'm gonna give it a couple of seconds to make sure everybody knows in the groups that we're live. So, what do you guys want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about the new Cricut announcement first? Hi, Carol. Or do you want to do the project first and then talk about the machine? Hey, Jan. Hey, Marianne. Just a reminder, if you're viewing on Facebook, I will not see your name. It will just say viewer. So if you need me to know who you are when you're asking questions, just put your name out there for me. They think you're weird. I talk to mine all the time, so they know I'm weird. So isn't it great? We have a new machine coming from Cricut. I'm trying to pull up a couple of things, guys, and then I will switch the screen for you guys. I just wanted to pull up some things for you guys before we get started. So what do you want to know about first? The machine, or you want to do the project first? Hi, Dolores. The machine first, Sue? Okay. I had a feeling that that would be the case. I got two more things to open up here and then we'll get started. Tons of stuff I got. Let's see. Okay. I think that's everything. All right, let me change screen. Jan wants the project first. Everybody else wants the machine. So I'm going to go with the machine first. And we'll just knock that out of the way. Let's see. All right. Here we go. So your screen should be changing any moment. There it goes. Isn't it pretty? So guys, I will be getting a machine. I do not have my machine yet. I will be getting a machine. I am an insider for Cricut. Thanks for following, Christy. I am a insider for Cricut on this project. So I've been having to sit on my hands until after they announced everything. So I've been given the green light to go ahead and talk about the machine with you guys. So if you have questions, go ahead and ask those, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Keep in mind, I have not cut on this machine yet, so I can't answer those. I can answer some of those, but as for hands-on material or answers, I can't give you those until after I've actually cut on it. And I'm going to be giving you my honest opinion on it once it arrives here and Cricut has sent it to me. I will be doing an unboxing video for you guys, and I also already have some projects lined up for you guys who are interested in this machine. Guys, I did watch a small video on it, and this machine is so quiet compared to our maker that we have now, and the Explorer. So that is one of the key points. This is the Air 3, okay? And then we have the Maker 3 as well. Let me pull up my list here. This is the Air 2 Open, and you're going to note, I'm sorry, the Air 3. You're going to notice that unlike the Air 2, this one has your device tray like the Maker has now for your device to sit up here. It does not have the charging point, I believe is what they said. This one does not have the charging port like the Maker 3 does, but we already have that on our Maker. So you will have, it does have its USB, and it does have Bluetooth. All of the same capabilities that your Air 2 has, your Air 3 has, plus some, okay? You do have the deeper cup and everything like we have now. The cartridge port is gone, and the dial is gone, okay? So those are gone. And then they did put this aluminum cap and everything up here, and there is a sensor down here on the tray. Guys, another thing that they didn't mention that they did, remember that we can cut color paper on the Cricut Maker, but you could not do that on the Explorer Airs. Now, they said that, but mine did. Some, as long as I didn't get my paper too dark, I didn't have a problem. They have upgraded those as well. So there are new, better print than cut sensors in these. Okay? So that is another plus for both machines. They have upgraded the sensor in this Explorer Air 3. The next photo that they have sent me, let's see. I have quite a few photos here, so we're going to pull those up. This, you've got the new deeper tray. Now, we already have that on the Maker, but you have that new deeper tray, and this one is a little bit wider, guys. I believe they said it was a little bit wider because we're using wider materials. So you have those guides on there as well. And it is magnetized. Can you send mats through the new machine? Yes. Yes. But you can cut the smart materials without a mat, Dolores. You don't need a mat for the smart vinyl or the smart iron-on or the smart cardstock. I believe, yeah, I believe they said none with the cardstock. And I am going to test all of that for you guys and show you. We're going to be discussing it for a while. As soon as my machine arrives, I'm going to go and do an unboxing immediately. So I can't give you a time on it, but playbacks will always be available, okay? And let's pull this photo up. Okay, yeah, see, here is the 12-inch. This is a self-adhesive 12-inch cardstock, guys. 13-inch, I'm sorry. So you have up to 13 inches on this for cutting, okay? Isn't that awesome? So if you have maybe a wide format printer, printing your own cardstock, so I don't know exactly yet until I get my hands on it. I do have a wide format printer. Right, Dolores, you're not going to, everything that you have now, you're still going to be able to use in these machines, guys. You're not losing out on anything. Everything that you have now, you can still use. Now, that being said, with your print and cut, even though we've got this 13-inch cardstock material, design space is still set at 6.75925 for your max print and cuts. But a lot of us have wide format printers where we print our own cardstock and then cut it. We don't do print and cut on it. We cut it for panels and things like that, for the bottoms of boxes, but we print our own patterns. You've seen that when I did the honeybee box, where I printed my paper and then cut it to put the bottom in my box. So you'll be able to do that, but you've got 13 inches here. So you can get that extra edge on there. All right, so that is another plus. Now, all of these things that I'm telling you are on this Explore Air 3 are the same with your Maker 3. Okay, it's really I'm having to retrain my brain not to say Explore Air 2 and to say Maker 3. So you guys bear with me if I kind of mix that up a little bit. I will get there. I promise you I will get there. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out which photo I just posted. That's 1, 2, 4, and 6. That was 6. Okay. I see it at the top there. And then we have, and this is the color. This is the mint green matte color of the Explore Air 3. Okay. That is the color that it's going to be coming in. This is your Maker 3, okay? And you notice that there's a little bit of change. You have on the buttons here, you have your power, you have your double load, and then you have your load button. The Cricut logo is not on there anymore, but you still have your pause button. And I believe it was the same on the Explore Air 3. Still have your trays for your candies or whatever you want to put those in and everything. But if you notice, I don't know if you can see in this picture, but you notice these two fins right here on each side on your door tray. Those are going to help keep your material straight. So whether you don't have that accessory, or you just want to use this like she's using it, it's going to help guide and keep that material straight.
Sorry, so I couldn't hear what you said.
I apologize. My watch went off. So Siri's wanting to help me here. But you can see that it's going to keep it from shifting and pulling in sideways. I know that you've seen some machines out there that have done that. I even owned one of those for a day and sold it because it just didn't load the material correctly. Okay, so Cricut has thought about that in this design. And I think that's going to be a game changer for all of us. All right, and the next photo that I have is going to be, this is showing a little bit better that color. You can see that the color is off in those photos, but this is, it's like a grayish blue. It's really, really, really pretty. Really pretty. You can see the little fins there a little bit easier. And the sensor that they were talking about at Cricut, right here, you see that little dot right there? That is your Smart Guide sensor. And what does that mean? Okay, let's say you bought a 21-foot roll of iron-on, okay, and you're doing several t-shirts, and so you're having it repeat, and you know that you need 6 feet of iron-on, but you've used that roll, so you know it's not 21 feet anymore. Guess what? You don't have to take it out. You don't have to measure it and make sure you've got enough. Load it in your machine. That sensor's going to read, and it's going to tell you whether or not you have enough material. How cool is that? It's going to let you know whether or not you have enough smart material loaded for your project. So that's what that sensor is going to do. Guys, don't be afraid. Ask questions. I have price points and everything for anything that you need. Just go ahead and ask while I'm going through these photos. And here are the two machines side by side showing the colors. So you can see I really, really, really like the soft color of this Maker 3. Really love it. And I'm giving it a second to catch up, and I'm reading to make sure I don't miss any questions in chat here. And one more photo. And this one is showing your accessory tray. And you can see right here, you still have your USB charging port on the Maker 3 that you have now currently on your Maker. And you have the trimmer. So once you're finished cutting, guys, all you have to do is slide your trimmer over, cut it off, and you're done. Super easy, super simple, and that way you know it's ready to load for the next one. You're just going to load it up. It is going to be available on June the 10th, I believe, was the release date. I don't know who my Facebook person is asking the question. All I can see is viewer on Facebook, so you have to tell me your name. It will suck it in and kick it back out like the Joy does, Sue, but you have to hit your load button. Right. It's going to check to see if you have enough material for your project. That's what that sensor is going to do. All right. And one of the questions that somebody asked, or I asked myself, and somebody messaged me and asked just a few seconds ago, why is it called a Maker 3? What happened to Maker 2? I asked this question, why they did that. We have and this is the way they explained it to me. We have the Explore Air 2, okay? And so the next logical step for that one was the Explore Air 3. But when they did the Maker as well, if they called it a 2, they were afraid that it would be confusing and people would think that the Explore Air 3 might do more than the Maker 2. And because our Maker has the adaptable tools, and the tools have been upgraded throughout without a new machine, they decided that calling it the Maker 3 and the Explore Air 3 would keep them shown that they are the same level generation, okay? And that there wasn't, if you got the Maker 2, that you would be stepping down compared to the Explore 3. Does that make sense? So they just wanted to kind of keep the generations even, because they didn't come out with a new Maker when they came out with the Explore Air 2, because we got adaptable tools, okay? So I hope that makes sense and answers that question for the person that asked me that. Let's see. Price points. Does anybody have any questions about the price points? The Maker 3 is going to be $3.99, the same as the Maker was. The Explore Air 2, when it came out, was $2.99, and it is going to be $2.99. So same price points as they were when they were introduced. Same price point. And let's see. Let's go over, let me talk about some of the materials that you can get. I'm going to pull those up so I can read them. The update on the tools area, and I hope I'm not divulging because I fully expected them to put that on the video. There is going to be a 13-inch trimmer, guys, for your 13-inch materials. Just like we have the Cricut trimmer now, the handheld trimmer, there's going to be a little bit larger trimmer coming so that you can trim your 13-inch cardstocks and stuff if you need to. And that's all I know about any kind of new tool, Dolores. As far as anything else, I haven't heard anything for that. Your smart iron-on is going to come in 3 and 9 foot rolls, I believe, and I think 21. Don't quote me on that. But I believe that's what they said. I'm trying to look. Yes. No. Wait. Let me check that. 3, 9. It might be 9 foot max on your iron-on. But I know I saw 21 foot on something. I know I did. But we're just going to leave it now for now. And like I said, that could be, I may have written down something wrong in my notes. But the smart iron-on is going to be coming in 3 and 9 foot rolls. And that's the max for those. Your vinyl is going to come in 3 foot, 12 foot, 21 foot, and I believe, and that's going to be your colors, guys. In your 75 foot vinyl, it is going to be in permanent and removable, or indoor outdoor, however you want to call it. They call it permanent and removable. Black and white 75 foot rolls. So you can use that 75 foot there. And then, of course, your Cricut Smart paper. That is going to be the sticker cardstock paper, and it is going to be 13 inch. And it's going to come in tons and tons and tons of colors. And depending on what kind of iron-on you're getting and the size rolls you're getting, things like that, the prices are going to vary on those. They should have all of that up on the Cricut site soon. It's going to show out of stock, of course, because it isn't released yet, but you'll be able to see it there. And yeah, it's right here, the 13-inch basic trimmer, and then there's also going to be a 13-inch essential toolkit, Dolores. That's what's going to be coming out. And then you've got the roll holder. They have a rotary blade and housing on here, but I believe it's the same one that comes in your maker now. So you should be having those. Again, once I get one, I don't know if I'm getting the Explore Air 3 or the Maker 3. I have no idea which one they're sending me, but I will do an unboxing and we will be going from there. Does anybody have any other questions on the machine? And I have laid my notes down. There were a couple of things I wanted to look at to make sure, there they are, that I covered those with you guys while I'm waiting on some questions. And we did say it cut 2 times faster than your maker does now. They did a side-by-side comparison. I watched it. And they hit the go buttons at the same time. Of course, it's going to take a second for, you know how it takes in your mat and it pushes your mat back just to make sure that you have the right size mat and everything in. Both machines still do that to check the material. So if you're using a 20-foot roll, it's going to check that material for your project. So if it's a big project larger than the mat, of course it's going to suck that in and check it. But once you hit both go buttons, it cut. I mean, the maker was still going after the other one had already finished. So it cuts up to, let's see, 8 inches per second in speed. They did do an update to that, Dolores. They put the aluminum carriage, or that head, on the, let me show you over here. You see how the carriage head is here on the Maker? What they did here is they did an update by putting the name of the machine on there, okay? They put Cricut Maker 3, I think it says Cricut Maker 3 on there, and the other one says Explore Air 3. And the reason they did that is because people would be talking about their machine, and they would say, oh, I just got a Cricut machine, and I just love it. And they said, oh, which one did you get? And they were like, well, I don't know, but I know it's a Cricut. So they've changed it and put the name right there on the front of that carriage. Okay, so that is one thing that they did. Let's see if I can. Right here you can see Cricut Maker 3. That's where they put that, where they updated the carriage on that. And let me show you the carriage update. And then they put this aluminum head right here. You can see Cricut Explore 3. And then they put this aluminum piece on the head. You can see the difference in the two machines and the carriages. Okay. So that's probably what you were reading and you were thinking about. All of your adaptable tools that you have right now, they're going to fit. So if you have a Maker and you have all of the scoring wheels and the knife blade and all that, same tools, same tools. You're going to be using there's 13 tools, and you're going to be able to use all of them. So if you already have them, you're good to go on that. Is there a thickness difference between the Maker 2 and the Maker 3? There is not a Maker 2 ratchet up. It's just the Maker. It's still the same thickness, 2 millimeter to the best of my knowledge. Let me double check that. I have a spec sheet here. Okay, the Maker 3 and the Maker. Nothing has changed for the dual tool holder. That is the same. The maximum material width on the Maker is 12 inches on a cutting mat, which we already know. The difference with the Maker 3 is you have 13-inch with smart materials and 12-inch on a cutting mat. So if you're using a mat, nothing's changed, but if you're using the 13-inch smart materials, then you can cut up the 13 inches there. The Maker 3, the difference between it and the 2, it works with your smart materials for the long continuous cut. With your Maker 2, you can cut 23.5 inches long, 11.5 inches wide. And with the Maker 3, you can cut up to 12 feet with the smart materials. Okay? Or you can cut 3-foot repetitive sections as well, just like with the Joy, the repetitive sections. Print and cut capabilities, of course, the Maker is going to be on white and color material for both, whether you have the Maker or the Maker 3. Your tool compatibility is the same, 13 for your cutting, writing, scoring, all of your pro level effects. You have all of that. Nothing has changed with your 13 tools. The Maker will not be compatible with the roll holder, but the Maker 3 will be compatible with the roll holder. Again, you still have your charging device, okay? Which is, or your charging port, not device. You have your charging port, you still have that. The maximum size you can cut with your smart iron-on is going to be 11.7 inches by 4 feet on smart iron-on. With your smart vinyl, it's 11.7 by 12 feet. And the smart paper is going to be 11.7 by 11.2. Okay, and right now we're at 11.5, so it's slightly larger on your smart paper. If you're cutting on a 12 by 12 mat, nothing has changed. If you're cutting on a 12 by 23, a 12 by 24 mat, nothing has changed. Okay? If you upgrade to a 3, you're not going to lose any of your projects or uploaded images or any of that. You're still saving them to the cloud. You're still going to have all of your content. So there's no worries there. If anybody's wondering about the smart materials, let's see. Smart materials were designed specifically for the brand new Cricut Explorer 3 and the Maker 3. And these machines will have optimized, they have optimized them. They have tested them, guys, and tested them and tested them with these smart materials. So if you want to use those with your Maker or your Explorer Air 2, you will need to put those on a mat. If you don't have the Maker 3 or the Explorer Air 3 and you want to use those smart materials with your current machine, you can, but you will need to put them on a mat. Okay? Can't stress that enough. You will want to put that on a mat. And also the power adapter has been upgraded for the Maker 3. It is going to be a 3 amp output instead of a 2.5. I know that is, but I just want you guys to know, don't be switching your power cords because your Maker 3 is going to need that 3 amp. For leftover smart material, if your sensor can't read it, Dolores, yes, I believe there is a minimum. I think it has to be, where I wrote that down. It has to be at least 6 inches, I believe. So if you have a scrap, it has to be at least 6 inches on that smart material, Dolores, according to my notes. I'm trying to read my scribbles. I don't do shorthand very well, but I'm pretty sure that that's, I put over 6 inches in length with smart material, so I'm pretty sure that that's what I meant. So if you have a piece that's left over that you've trimmed off, as long as it's 6 inches, yes. And again, I'm going to stress, it is very important, and they've even stressed in my notes here, it is recommended to use the power adapter that comes with those new machines. Please do not try to use your existing machine power cords in these new Air 3 and Maker 3s. They pull more amps and you don't want to mess up your machine. Okay? I think we even had a question about that in the group. No, Dolores, don't be sorry for asking questions. Ask questions. Now is the time to ask those questions so that you know. We want you to make an informed decision when you purchase your machine. Because, I mean, if Cricut wasn't sending me a machine to unbox and show you guys, yes, I would be purchasing it. I would. Because I have some larger projects, and I don't do the larger projects because I don't want to do all of those mats. I don't want to do that. So that's why I haven't done them, but I have several in mind that I've been waiting to do, and I just haven't done them because I didn't want to do all those mats, and I wanted to save those projects for this machine. And as far as your Maker Adaptive Tool System. That's just, I know that you guys have, for your intricate cuts and things like that, you know, sometimes we have problems with them cutting. That is supposedly also improved, and I can't show you that until I've actually got my hands on the machine. So that I can show that. The Cricut Maker, does the Cricut Maker 3 have a fast mode? Yes. And it is also going to cut up to 2 times faster. The Maker 3 has been optimized to give it even more with those controls. The Maker 3 is 2 times faster than the Maker. So that's huge, guys. You just don't, I mean, I watched this thing. It is fast. It is fast. So you can get those precision cuts on the small stuff as well as your large stuff. Okay? And it's your carriage and all is still going to home and check to make sure you have the right tool in it. Somebody asked about the thickness of the machine. Okay? And it says, how thick can my material be with the Cricut Maker machines? 3/32 of an inch, or 2.4 millimeters. But you need to check out on the Cricut website. You need to go and type in that question on help, because I don't have it right here in front of me. It says click here for an important tip on cutting your thick materials. Of course, you need to move your star wheels to the right. You're still going to do all of that. But I need you guys, before you cut a thick material, to go and read that, because I don't have that information right here in front of me. And you want to make sure that you are, if you're putting a 2.4 millimeter material in there, that it can accept it, because some 2.4 millimeter materials have give and some don't. So it could make a difference. All right. Like if you're cutting a 2.4 millimeter leather, soft leather that has a give, or a 2.4 millimeter piece of basswood that doesn't have a give, there could be a major difference in cutting. So make sure that you go and you check that on the Cricut site about your thickness. How thick can I cut? Okay. How thick can my material be with a Cricut Maker machine? Make sure you type that question in and you read everything about it before you put those into either of your machines. Doesn't matter if you have the old Maker or the new Maker 3. Check your materials. Make sure you're informed and that you're doing the correct things with your machine. You don't want to void any warranties, okay? As far as being connected to the internet, nothing has changed. You still have that offline feature unless you're on a mobile device, Android stuff. So same thing. You have to be logged in and then turn off your Wi-Fi, etc. So that's the same. Who wants to know what comes in the box? Maker 3 is going to get your premium fine point blade housing. It's going to come pre-installed in clamp B. You're going to get the accessory adapter pre-installed in clamp A that holds your pins, your quick start guide, your safety document, your warranty document, your USB cable, your power adapter and cord. You're going to get some test cut material and some bonus materials. That's what's going to come in the box. And of course, when you get it, you're going to load it up, and I'm going to do an unboxing to show you that. And I know that people are already asking, can you use other materials, or iron-on or vinyl without a mat? And it states that you can use other brands of material, but you will need to place them on a mat. Okay? So if you're not using the smart material, you're going to need to use a mat. And I'm going to give you guys a second to have any more. And again, the Cricut Explore 3 was launched in concert with the Maker 3, and it was just easier to give them both the 3rd generation reference because they both deserve it, which is what we talked about earlier. And your smart material is 13 inches wide. And there are the specs, if it lets me send that. It doesn't want to let me send it. Okay, I was trying to paste that in. It cuts 2 times faster than the Maker, and the Cricut Explore Air 2's fast mode. The Cricut Maker 3 cuts up to 8 inches per second on the x-axis and 8 inches per second on the y-axis, and has 100 inches per second squared acceleration. All right, and I also have information on the Air 2 if anybody needs it. Basically, things are going to be the same as far as materials and things like that go. The Cricut Explore 3. I'm just going to tell you if there's any difference, what the differences are between the Explore Air 2 and the 3. I'm not going to cover anything that I already covered with the Maker. I told you about the print and cut. It's going to cut on white and color materials now for your print and cut. Your Smart Set dial is gone. You're now going to select your materials on screen just like the Maker. You no longer have a cartridge port on there because they don't make cartridges anymore, so it's time to really do away with that. Works with the Smart Materials. You got the expanded storage cut. You've got the lid tray to hold your mobile devices, and it is compatible with the roll holder. Okay? And there is no fast mode on the Smart Materials, guys, for either machine because they've optimized the machines to cut faster on that. Let's see. And the Cricut Explore 3, same thing, 8 inches per second. So it's just as fast. Now, however, on your Explore 3, remember I said your Smart Vinyl, iron-on, and paper cut up to 11.7 inches. On the Explore 3, it is still 11.5. Okay? So you're going to get a little bit more cutting space on the Maker than you do on that. And everything that comes in the box on the Maker 3 comes with the Explore 3. Your premium fine point blade, your accessory adapter, your guides, your cable, your power, your material, and your bonus material. So yay! All right, let's jump over. I will still answer questions if you guys have them. Let's jump over and make our project. Yay! Let me get this out of the way. I had notes written all over everything. And you guys should be seeing. I'm so excited for this new machine, guys. I am. So, this is the little project that we're doing, and this was my mock-up. So I changed the size of this one and added a couple more in there so that we could make this. But I thought it was really cute with the succulents and put suckers on there and then put hard candy on the inside. And a special shout out, guys, you know I've been behind because my husband was in the hospital. We had COVID and all of that. And so I've been trying to get caught up. And Louise our moderator and admin, has been gracious enough to assist me. And I showed her a file for this flower pot that I found and asked her if she would mind recreating it for me, because I had it in mind and I just hadn't had time to do it. So she made the file for that, and she didn't like the way that it was designed, so she redesigned it slightly and made it a sturdier bottom. And don't pay attention to this. Again, this was my mock-up, and I was really rough with it and broke my papers down. But it's still super, super, super cute. And you could put little suckers in here and just put a few of them in there, or put any kind of hard candy. It's super stinking cute to put on a desk. It is not out on the site yet, Dolores, because I ran out of time. I will be putting it up as soon as I close out this live. It will be up immediately, okay? I promise you. Cricut's live came on. I was running around madly this morning trying to get everything ready. I was going to do this last night, but I had to have that meeting and I wasn't able to do it. I had so much going on. And then my husband and I went to dinner. But it's super simple, super easy. There's just a few pieces other than, these are the pieces that you're going to see. And Louise created this, and she created the beefed up bottom for us. And thank you so much for that, Louise. And then I decided to make the lid and use it for the candy dish. Okay? So I made the lid to go with that in there. And I've already pre-folded this just to save time, guys. But all your round pieces across the edge, you're going to fold down or mountain fold, okay? You're also going to mountain fold all of these at the top of the circle cutouts. And I trimmed off the edge here just to reduce some bulk from the way Louise had it made. It was great, but I was coming up with using thicker materials that had a little too much bulk for me. But excellent, excellent design, Louise. Thank you. And then you have these tabs across the bottom. You're going to mountain fold those. The line across, the score lines across the bottom of the circle, you're going to valley fold. So you're going to create this little weird like fold here, okay? And then you're going to fold down each section, mountain fold. So everything is mountain folded except the bottom of the circle, and it's a valley fold. Okay? And then I'm just going to fold this tab over. This is the small tab with the cut angle on it. And I'm just going to bring this one in. You can see that I folded it like in threes. Okay, fold that in and fold it here. And we're going to glue those tabs. I say I am. If I can get my glue out. And I had my pen in there. It just doesn't want to cooperate. And this is really super fun and quick, guys. And I'm going to show you how I did the succulents. Wouldn't you know it, always live, that it wants to clog. Does anybody have any design space questions? Anything you need covered? Any project issues? Anything that is going on you need help with? And then I'm just going to fold that over and we're going to glue that down. And you can see I did my inking to save us some time. And I just kind of dirtied up my sign to look like it was a little gardener sign that had been aged or had dirt on it, because I thought that was cute. And then I'm just going to fold these tabs down here so that it will sit. And you're just going to gently kind of work. My glue didn't hold there. You want to make sure yours is good and dry before you start working on this upper section. So I'm going to let that sit for a minute. Here's the bottom piece, and you're just going to fold, mountain fold all of these tabs back. This is brilliant, Louise, to beef up that bottom like that. And then I just kind of dropped mine in at the end, but I'm just making sure that I've got everything and that it fits. And I've just got it pushed down to the bottom. You can see I'm just holding those tabs and pushing it down at the bottom. And it fits. Everything is good, so square. So I'm just going to pop in some glue on each side of this. I need to clean this tip out. It's got something stuck in there. We're just going to put a little bit of glue on each one of these. And there it goes. Yay. And I just dropped mine in. And you might get a little glue on one side. It'll be okay. But I just popped it in the bottom. And I'm using art glitter glue so it dries clear and matte. So I'm not going to worry about it getting on the sides on the inside. But I've just got it flattened down there. Set it on the bottom. Don't push it too hard, but just make it sit flush. Okay? That's it. Just let it sit and dry. And then we'll come back to the bottom. And now we're going to kind of push these down. And you may want to just play with it a little bit. I'm just going to kind of push these down. Okay? And it's going to create that little bit of a lip like that. Okay? And then you can come to the inside and kind of squish them. Just like so. So it looks like that on the inside. Looks like that. And you can see I just kind of gently pushed it down. I got my fold off right there. That was me. That's not the file. That's me. I missed a score. But then you have this. And then I glued all of my circle tabs right over the top. And I'm just going to hold that for a second and give it a second to grab. It would have taken me a week to set this file up, so Louise did such an awesome job on that for me. And I'm just walking it around and pressing all of those little tabs in so that they hold to the inside. Okay? Then you're going to flip it over and we're going to open up all of those little bottom tabs. And we're going to put some glue on those. And you're going to fold those over, and that's going to give you a finished edge on the bottom. Love that she did that. That way it looks finished on the bottom and on the top. And that's all there is to it, guys. Super easy, super simple. I'm going to set these off to the side. And then you have the lid. And I made this from the bottom piece that she did because we want it to taper in. So I just revamped the piece that Louise had already made to make the insert. I just had to... I cut it like 6 times before I got the sizing right, though. I will admit, I'm not as quick at it. So I'm just mountain folding all of these score lines. I think I missed my score line on that one. Oh well. So once you have all of those folded, then you've got the little triangle tabs here. You can just bend them over. I did not score them. I didn't feel like you needed to wait for it to score those. Those would easily bend over without a score. And then I'm going to fold those tabs back out of my way. And before I'm going to wait. There is, I think, a slight variance in the width and the height on this. You don't want to glue this on yet because you have to do your sign. But just be aware that when we go to set it in, that because it hangs over here. We could trim it slightly if we need to as well. So now your lid's looking like this, and we're just going to go and glue all of these triangle tabs. Just put a little spot of glue on there. And we're going to bring those in. And you're going to need to, and I went ahead and put glue on all of mine so it could start getting tacky, because you're going to need to hold it because this lid tapers down, okay, to sit inside. So it's going to have some stress on it, and it can pop apart on you while you're trying to glue it. I don't know if you guys remember the Rolodex that we did. Same thing. You have to hold those when they taper in like this. When I get around here, those may pop apart. Hopefully I've got them tacky enough and they won't dry. Yay, I did. So just make sure you have that one. There we go. That one popped apart. Didn't hold that one long enough, because it's going to have that little bit of stress on it. Okay. And then once you've done that, you're going to put some glue on the inside. I didn't think about it. Lou, we should have made a pot liner for it to have a little base piece. That would be cute too. Don't pay attention to my missed score lines. That's why one is up higher than the other. I don't have my glasses in here. I was so rushed this morning I left them so I couldn't see my scores. But yours should all come out even. So here we go. Now we have that. Now we want to take these pieces and you're going to line up your sign piece and then just give it a little pinch. Just where, just maybe I think I did like a 1/2 inch up on there. And don't glue that section. You want to keep those folded back on your little sign, okay? And then we're going to glue that to this piece. And I use Close to My Heart. I don't know if almond is the still available color, but any light brown or beige. I used a off-white cardstock for this sign too. And then you'll have, then you can, once it's dry, you're just going to pull those two back together. There's a slit in this piece, and you're just going to feed that right into that slit and bring it out the other side. Okay, right up to where you bent it. And then you can glue this, tape it. I think I did both. Just going to glue those little tails open just so that your sign is standing up. And I'm going to toss a little piece of tape on there just so I don't have to wait on it to dry. Just like that. And then you're going to determine which way it goes on your lid. But if you get it on wrong, don't worry about it. You can take your scissors and trim that off. I think that's it. So I'm just going to glue this on. Right to the top. And I think I still got it off. That's okay. I'm just going to flip it over. I'm just going to take my big scissors and in one whack, I'm just going to trim off my little bit of excess. It's hanging over where I didn't get it on the right way. Because I just used an octagon, which may vary from the one we had, but that's okay. Just a little bitty area. And then we're going to do, I'm not going to do all of these flowers, guys, because you basically know how to do them. You're just going to cut them. They're in the file. In the way that I colored my edges, you can see here, and I know that that color looks off, but I used a lighter cardstock here than I did on this. And your inks, after a day or two, always dry a little bit different. But I used, and I'm pretty sure that Sangria is a discontinued color, but any purpley red, cherry cobbler, I think from Stampin' Up! Would work. Any kind of a reddish or a reddish brown, reddish purple will work. And I just took a small paintbrush and just wiped over my pad. And then I just went in and I just colored on my edges, just like this, just right around, so that I got variants of color. Because if I use this big one, I'm going to get too much color on these teeny tiny pieces. There's just going to be way too much, okay? And I didn't want to do that. So that's how I color the edges of mine. You could also, if you want like the white look better, use a white pigment ink and do the same thing, okay? White pigment's going to take a little bit longer to dry. Yes, like a coaster for the pot, Louise. That was an afterthought, but if Louise wants to do one, I will be happy to pop that into the file for it. And so I left it on the mat because for me that's easier, and then I just pull my paper off, and voila, my flowers are ready. And that way I don't have to worry about losing all my little bitty teeny tiny pieces. How easy is that? And then I'm just going to do the big one, guys. And if I'm not mistaken, let me open up that file. I think there's 6 or 7 pieces to each one of these. And I'll show you the file. I don't want to peel off everything that I don't need. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did 3. I think this is it. I think this is it. Let's see. No, there's. Are those the same? They are. So I do need that one. And I need this one. And this one. That little bitty piece. Okay. So on the smaller ones now, I did do a couple of thin foam dots in between. Okay. But then I stopped at like the second, third one. The larger ones, you can do more pop dots if you want. And I'm going to do the thicker ones on these. I start with the thicker one. Just pop it down in the middle. And you can glue this tab. It just kind of gives you a little bit of roundness. You don't have to. Kind of pulls those in. You can use your mat, your flower mat, and your flower tools and give these some shape if you want. I just basically just stuck them together. I glued it on hold. That's actually the base piece, but I did stick it in the middle just to hide it. And then I'm going to do another thick foam dot on this one. Now on the smaller ones, I did thin foam dots. I did not do a thick on that. And then I'm just rotating the petals, okay? And now I'm going to move to a thin dot. Thought I had some open here. And I get these from Close to My Heart as well. Judy and Susan are Close to My Heart reps if you need those. And just layer them up with whatever kind of dimension that you might want. You may just want yours to lay flat. And then these, I just did a dot of glue because they're so tiny. And you notice that this one isn't stacked exactly center. I don't always stack mine exactly center. I let them vary to give me different looks. And then you can glue this straight onto the lid, or you can pop dot it down. And I believe I'm going to glue this one, the big one. I pop dotted that other one, and I wasn't really happy the way it kept shifting. So I'm just going to hold that down. I'm gluing. You can see how I weeded it through and just let it pop up around that little garden marker. We're just going to hold it down. And then you're just going to repeat and add. And you can do variated colors. I'm just going to pop one off here. Maybe. I think I glued that one. But you can do varying colors and different ones. And you're just going to load it up. So I did add another one. So you will have 3 smaller ones to come around on these edges. Okay. So it won't be as sparse. But any edges that show will show that brown to look like dirt. Super easy and super fun. Hi, Pat. Go get your haircut. I need a haircut. And then I just filled it with hard candies because of the little sucker sign. That's why I did it. The succulents and the suckers to make hard candy in there. And if you get too much, it may try to pop up on you. But if you fill it with just the right amount, it will sit right down in there. How cute. So super easy. And anybody walking by, when they know it's a candy dish, once you let them know, they can just open it up and get their little candies and put the lid back. Super easy. They don't even have to pick it up or handle it. Okay, does anybody have any questions? I'm going to put that one back over there because I'm going to cut a lighter one to put back on this one. I want to put one more on there. You can see it just needs one more. And I'm going to finish my flowers for this one. All right, does anybody have any questions? Oh, you're welcome, Jan. I am super, super excited for this new machine, guys. It is going to be awesome. And I will be live. Let's go over. Again, this was supposed to be last night's live, but I had to move it. Let's go over to the calendar. I will be live on Monday. Now we have, since May is flower month, I know some people did Flower Week last week, but I was not caught up enough to do it. So I have a lot planned this week. I am going to be live on the 24th. If I am not, I will do a recorded video, but I plan to release 5 or 6 flower files this entire week. 2 of them will be for annual supporters only. The rest will be open for all supporters. And you can make them from small up to the giant flowers, whatever you want to do. But I am going to be releasing, on Monday, I'm going to show either a recorded video on how to put them together, but it will be a smaller version so you know. And to do the larger versions, all you will do is just enlarge the file. That is it. Or actually it will come in as a giant and you can resize it down if you want, and I will let you know what size I'm working with. So we're going to be talking large flower week or Mayflower week, the 24th to the, what is that, the 28th. So files will be released 1 per day on the flowers. 2 of them will be annual supporters. I'm thinking Tuesday and Thursday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday will be for all supporters. And then that's going to wrap up the month because we've got Memorial Day. On next Monday, we will not be live so that you can spend time with your families. Finally, yay! So you guys can have fun there on that weekend. And then I will get the June calendar out ASAP, hopefully this week sometime. All right, does anybody have any other questions? Please, please, please. And you guys, there are plenty of Succulent 3D files in Design Space. They've got the tall, spiky ones, everything else. Please make yours and let us see what it looks like. I believe that you can enlarge this file. I didn't take a look. We can pop over and take a look at it. But I think that you can increase this one. But you have to turn it to increase it. I think that was what it was. There it is. And the base is made from all basic shapes, guys. You can remove the flower and it won't cost you anything if you don't have access. But I'm saying right now we have a great access only sale going, guys, till the 25th. So if you don't have access, you may want to get it and take a look at that sale. This is, yeah, it can be enlarged a little bit. I'm going to duplicate it and see what we can do. So if you want to go larger, remember you got to select all and size everything at the same time. But I believe if I twist this diagonally, maybe, let's go to, I need to make this smaller so I can see it. Part of my screen is hidden, there we go, from my other monitor. So arrange, let me send that to the back. Leave. There is a way to do this. I've just forgotten. Maybe the new won't let us. Because, see, that says it's 12 inches, but I know it's not 12 inches. You would have to size everything together. Okay, and then, does that fit? So I've got that up to 14 inches there. And let's just say for kicks and giggles that I've got, I resized that too. Let me shift and hold, and it's not going to let me attach. Let me group those and then attach. There we go. See, now you see how I enlarged it even though it was saying 14. Once I brought that in and I grouped and I attached the other piece to it, then it dropped down to having a 10-inch, 10.81 by 11, 147. So you can enlarge it if you play with it. You just want to make sure that you align everything. I would take all of the pot pieces or everything, select all, align it center so that everything is centered in one little bitty group, and then stretch and size everything, remove the pieces, and then put in your square and attach or stretch it and make sure it fits in there, and then attach everything together in order to fit it on a 12 by 12 mat. And I did use the Cricut paper on that pot, guys. I think it's their orange. They're what they call their orange. I don't know the exact color that they call it. Yes, there are 2 graduation files that I released. One was for supporters only. One was for annual supporters, and then I did a bag tag for everyone, Dolores. So right here, this one was a Patreon annual supporter only file, and this is the one that had the grad cap that popped up on the inside. Okay, that was annual supporters only. Then I did this one for the supporters where it flipped, this was the fun fold. Okay, so that one should be up for all. And then I did the grad cap. This should be for everyone, pretty sure. And I put all the notes in there. Yep, everyone. So that should be in the Cricut community, that one. And those are just bag tags for anybody that wanted those. And the ribbon holds it on. You just loop it through your bag handle and then feed it through the mortar board. Super easy, simple project to dress up that. And then this was released for annual supporters. I did a dad iron-on file with a little bit of a knockout so that you could use it with or without the image. So, and that was a Patreon annual supporter file as well that came out this week. And they will be getting 2 more files. Patreon annual supporters will be getting 2 flower files this week. And then the rest of you will be getting 3 flower files. So if you're an annual supporter, you'll get a total of 5. Okay, any more questions, guys? I know this was a little bit long video, but I appreciate you guys hanging with me. We had a lot of information to cover on the new Cricut announcement that I'm so super excited about. And then we have our project too. So you guys enjoy. Have a great weekend, and I will catch you on Monday. If you have questions you forgot to ask, please come over and ask them in the group or message me. I'll be happy to help you. And I want to say thank you to all of my supporters and to my admin team. You guys are awesome.